Juan Tontat is the CEO of Clearview AI, a company that was already controversial for the one service that it offers to law enforcement.
The way it works is after a crime has been committed, after the fact, they look through the video evidence, and sometimes they have a face of somebody they don't know who it is. They can run it through our system, and our system searches only public information on the internet, and they may have a lead to a mugshot or a news article or a social media post of that person.
Now, as health authorities consider how to follow the paths of people who are positive for coronavirus, Tontat says he's been in discussion with federal and state authorities about helping to identify people as part of a contact tracing program.
We talk about reopening.
Now we're going to open it again.
We appreciate the leadership and share in the president's desire to reopen the economy and get Americans back to work.
If we are to open up the economy in a way that's safe for everybody, that we need to be able to test quickly and also trace and find out who they've been in contact with.
Does that mean using public footage to find people who've been near someone known to be infected? Tontat says the cameras are already in place that can trace someone's movements.
We think that a lot of retail spaces and gyms, they already have cameras that are there. There is the expectation that you're in a public area, so there's no necessarily expectation of privacy. The camera's already there in case crime happens, and they can now already be repurposed to help track anyone else who has had the virus.
And while masks might slow down the identification process, Clearview's system learns quickly. How many pixels do you need to identify somebody?
And we've had success with even older cameras. We can do things from about 110 pixels by 110.
The whole idea behind something like Google and Apple's contact tracing app, which they announced in April, is that being part of it is voluntary and that no one's identity will be revealed without their consent. But can we safeguard public health without identifying individuals? Or do we have to make a compromise on privacy? Glenn Cohen, a Harvard bioethicist, says we cannot wait to sort out the answer.
Well, there's been much discussion about the possibility of using apps that collect data of who we've been in contact with, and then you would notify the app if you get COVID positive, and people would be notified. We really just don't know whether that's going to be a successful intervention. And there are big risks about privacy, about the relationship we have to the state, about the access to the things we need to have good lives, like employment. And these are all things that I think need to be sorted out in real time, rather than say, oh, there's this shiny new toy over here, let's go ahead and use it, because what harm can it do?
What we're really trying to do here is think of solutions that take a little bit of privacy, that are after-the-fact investigations, that's using public data that's already out there, or security cameras, footage that is already there, and help solve the problem.
Will an agency that uses your technology on top of other contact tracing technologies wind up with a repository that includes my identity and my health information and my whereabouts over the last few months in a way that we're all going to be uncomfortable with?
It's really up to those agencies and how they put these programs together. All we do is provide the identification part of the process.
Something important has changed, and it is because of this guy, Juan Tontat, and his company Clearview AI. And I'll let him describe what it does.
Quite simply, Clearview is basically a search engine for faces. So anyone in law enforcement can upload a face to the system, and it finds any other publicly available material that matches that particular face.
Okay, so the key phrase there is publicly available material, because Clearview says it's collected a database of 3 billion images. That is larger than any other facial recognition database in the world. And it's done that by scraping them from public-facing social media like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. So, for instance, Clearview's system would theoretically include this publicly available photo of Tontat at what appears to be Burning Man, or this one of him wearing a suit from the exclusive Santa Claus After Dark collection at Men's Warehouse, and this very real photo of him shirtless and lighting a cigarette with blood-covered hands, which, by the way, is his profile photo on Tidal, because yes, of course, he's also a musician. I can only assume that that's the cover of an album called Automatic Skip if this ever comes up on a Pandora station. And Tontat's willingness to do what others have not been willing to do, and that is scrape the whole internet for photos, has made his company a genuine game changer in the worst possible way. Just watch as he impresses a journalist by running a sample search.
So here's the photo you uploaded to me. A headshot from CNN. So first few images it's found a few different versions of that same picture. But now as we scroll down, we're starting to see pictures of me that are not from that original image. Oh, go to, wow, oh my God. So this photograph is from my local newspaper where I lived in Ireland. And this photo would have been taken when I was like 16.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Although, here is some advice. If there isn't...